In the 1860s, did we not have a central bank but had the worst recession? Well, you went through the Civil War. Yeah, I think that has got to count for something. All right, let me keep going here. In the 1950s, the tax rates were 74%, but the economy was booming. Please explain these scenarios. Well, okay, first of all, you had a civil war during the 1860s. So, and by the way, how are you measuring a quote unquote recession? If you're just measuring recession by a deflationary measurement, that might not be the best way to look at it. I would assume you're looking at nominal GDP, which is fine. But then again, you got to keep in mind, you can't expect nominal GDP to boom when you're in the middle of a civil war. And then as far as the 1950s and the 74% tax rate, yeah, but see, you're making a mistake, Nicholas, in assuming that because there was a 74% highest marginal tax rate, that affected tax receipts, and it didn't. Look at the tax receipts as a percentage of GDP, and what you'll see going back to the 1940s, regardless of the highest marginal rate, the amount of revenue the IRS collects as a percentage of GDP pretty much stays the same. Whether the highest marginal rate is 90% or whether it's 25%, like it was in the late 1980s. You see, so a lot of people like to look at that time frame and say, oh, look at how great the economy was. Yeah, but they're, again, implying that the tax revenue as a percentage of GDP was a lot higher because of those rates, and it was not. So make sure you're comparing apples to apples there and actually looking at the numbers and the statistics that matter. And that's the tax receipts as a percentage of GDP, not necessarily the highest marginal rate.